What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Talk of the Tape podcast. Today, I'm joined by my special guest. Everybody knows him as the guy that gets leg kicked and beat the hell up through Justin Gaethje's camps. Luke Caudillo, what is up, brother?
It's good, man. I'll be glad when this camp's over with. That's for sure.
Is your leg hurting?
Hey, it's right on schedule. It is hurting.
What
Um,
about your body from those body punches?
Body's good. Legs are definitely took some beatings this camp for sure.
What'd you make of UFC 299 and Sean's performance and even Dustin's performance bouncing back?
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like when I saw that card announced, I was like, "Yeah, that's a pretty good card." But then when I watched it, I was like, "Oh man, this is actually a really good card, man." Like the fight, like O'Malley just keeps proving me wrong and over and over. You know what I mean? Like I was never a real big fan of him at first, and minus whatever his style is or whatever. Or I'm talking about his hair and the way he
The gimmick?
comes out. But fuck, man, he just comes out and he performs. I mean, he literally fought a great fight. He keeps fighting great fights, and so I'll never bet against him again. And you know, I'm a fan now of him.
Is it the gimmick that kind of threw you off on him? Like, is that
I
what?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, I to me it was just too much classy. I mean, it's just too much for me to like. But it's just the era that we live in now. And um, man, people love him. And as a fighter, as a former fighter, now coach, and as a fan, how do you not like that guy's performance when he steps in the octagon? He's clean. He literally he's clean, dude. They're doing something right there.
What? Let me ask you this: if that fight would have went 2 more minutes, was that fight over, man? Because when he got hit with that
He got hit with the body shot.
the body shot, man, even after the fight, he wasn't celebrating for about a
He
few good
that
minutes.
body shot definitely hit the liver, and I don't know. You know, it's one of those things that you just like wish there was 2 more minutes or another round. But that's fights. That's the fight game, and I like I said, like now I'm a fan of him. I won't bet against him, and he keeps proving me wrong. So it is what it is.
Last thing on that fight, because and then we'll move on to the Dustin fight real quick. But man, you've seen some crazy shit in fights, like
Yep.
with coaching Gaethje, yourself, just
Yeah.
being around. Dude, who eats a knee like that?
Ah, yeah, he ate it good. You know what I mean? And it just shows you, like, the warrior that's inside that guy. You know what I mean? Like his wife for fighting is so, you know, it's huge. Fight for his kids, his family, and his dream to be a world champion. I mean, even he came up short, he's still winning. You know what I mean? Like, uh, and just that knee was just freaking vicious, and it just shows you the heart that Cheeto has. You know what I mean? Like, uh, that's just the fighting spirit in all these guys now, dude. You know what I mean? Like, these guys fucking they scrap, and when you hit that level, you find out real fast if this is a sport for you and you really want to take it to that level and you want to be a top contender, or you're gonna have to have that dog in you. And he showed him, he has that dog in him, for sure.
No, for sure. What about the last fight I would talk about on that card, man, is, and this reminds me of a situation in a way that Justin was in when they put him in there with Fiziev. So they throw Dustin in there after he loses to Justin with
Yeah.
a young killer, Benoit, and everybody was counting him out, kind of like how everybody was counting Justin out with Fiziev. Pretty good, sizable dog in there. And
Yep.
he comes in there and proves why he's still at the top of the world.
Yeah.
And what a crazy bounce back. I mean, did you think Dustin was going to win that fight from before the fight happened?
You never know, really. I mean, when you come off a knockout like what Dustin came off with Justin, you never really know what, like, mentally, how are they doing. I mean, of course, a fighter always wants to come back and compete and get that W back. But realistically, I mean, what goes on through the whole fight camp and everything, you don't really know until the fight starts, right? I mean, even when Justin lost against Eddie Alvarez and then Dustin, and then come back in the fight again for that third time to start getting back that winning, we don't know how it's really going to end. We want our fighters to win. You want that, but until it happens, you really don't know. But as I think, as a camp and as a fan of Dustin, we were all happy for him. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. It makes us look better too. You know what I mean? Like, but like, there's still a lot of fighting these guys. It's just the why. If do they need to continue to fight? You know what I mean? Like, like right now, I think Gaethje's why is more than ever now. Like, he knows how close he is to getting the world championship. To fight Islam, and now that he's a BMF belt holder, he wants to keep it. He wants to keep that why. When he wants to keep that bad motherfucker like that title. So, going back to Dustin, yeah, we were happy and we were glad to see him come out and throw those hands again like he can, and it just shows you how dangerous he is. Still.
Yeah, no, that was that I kind of I didn't know. I agree with you. I didn't know before the fight how it was really going to play out. I kind of thought the 5-round fight, even though it didn't go 5-round fights, was going to play into Dustin's favor just because that's who he is. I mean, he's been fighting 5-round fights
Yeah.
forever. And I just thought after the first round played out the way it did and he didn't get the finish and the pace that they were fighting at, the announcers kept saying, Dustin's tired, Dustin's tired. Well, me watching it, I was like, Benoit's tired. I thought Benoit was tired. And I thought, in the second or third round, he was going to be into some trouble. And it kind of just played out like that. But no, man, that was cool to see that he found his why and got the job done. And the crowd was going crazy for him. So that was cool.
Yeah, we were too. Justin was really happy for Dustin. After we were watching that at his house, and it's just good to see that. You know what I mean? After a big knockout, you've been replayed over and over on the internet. Seeing that knockout over and over, it sucks to see that shit over and over. And now to see him getting his knockout of replayed all over the internet, it's good for him. It's good for being a fighter sucks, dude. It's hard. It's good. The highs are so good, but when the lows are bad, it sucks.
Yeah, it's like Dustin said, he really did have to dig deep and find himself this camp. He battled mental health issues like after his loss,
that
and
too. Yeah.
So I'm happy for him just as a person in general too. He is a good guy. He does a lot. It gives back to his community. He's a good fighter. So no, I agree with you 100%. Before I get into your guys' camp and the situations going on right now in the lightweight division and what the hell makes sense of it or what they're thinking of it, because there's some situations that are going on that just to me don't make any sense, but we'll get into that. I just want to tell you, I'm going to need you and Justin one day to let me try some of that meat. Because, man, I be watching you guys cook up, and I'm like, this is some of the best meat I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I tell you what, me and him both enjoyed eating, and we've got to deal with a partnership with Traeger now. And in fact, they're actually coming here to do a podcast with me tonight, and we have our team dinner on Saturday, and they're going to stick around and cook for us on Saturday. So how cool is that, right? Like,
yeah,
they were there. Their headquarters is out of Salt Lake City. So when we fought Poirier up there, they came over for
Okay, I
one of the
remember that. I
yeah,
remember that.
they cooked for us after the weigh-ins too, and so it was just kind of a cool deal. And we have a good relationship with them, and now they're coming out to here in Colorado to cook for us, and they're just awesome. They're just a great company to work with, and how do you not want to eat their food, right? Like it's so good.
Yeah, actually, one of my professors just bought a Traeger grill, and
Okay.
he was talking about it, and I was like, I've never used one, but as from what I've seen, they look like they're the best.
Yeah, honestly, like I was never no good cook, right? Like I'm not a grill master when I first got it, and everything. And they got the apps now. They tell you what to send, temperature, how long. You get the meter probe. I mean, you can come out being like a grill master, dude. It's cool, man. And I love that part of it of feeding my family and my friends and people, just because I enjoy that part of seeing people just like, dude, this is good. You know what I mean? So I love cooking
It's
now.
one of those things that's so good. It is almost every team meal revolved around some type of meat.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
That's
Realistically, for us, anyways, for us.
No, it looks really good. Who's better at using the Traeger now? You or
Oh,
Justin? Who cooks
I
better?
I'm the champ in that. I'm gonna tell you that right
Even though,
now.
so what are you trying to
He's
say?
gonna say him. I'm gonna say me. But he literally has gotten really good at cooking prime rib on that Traeger. I have not done that yet. But man, I have cooked everything. I've cooked more. I would say I got more experience on my Traeger than him. I would say, just because I cook for my family and friends a lot more than him. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back on that one.
Even though those high school kids voted for him?
Dad, they just wanted to see me get kicked.
No, who's the best at coming over to eat it? Is that Trevor? Trevor's like, you know what? I'll bring some
Uh,
baked beans or something and just come eat.
nah, Trevor loves my wings, dog. Hands down. He asked him. He loves my hot wings, man. I got the bomb hot wings going. They
That
all do. We all just like it's just we like. I think that's why we like the food, eating together. It's a camaraderie, having fun together. We always you know have drinks, and we get together, and we love spending the time in the gym together. But getting our families together, you know that to us as a team, that's more rewarding than us being in the spotlight at the fight. Although we know that's our job. You know what I mean? Like we like to share this with everybody, or I do, anyways.
yeah. I was gonna ask you too. It kind of seemed like at the beginning of this camp, maybe I'm wrong, but at the beginning of this
Yeah.
camp, the gym wasn't completely done
Oh,
yet. But now it seems that it's progressing and progressing and getting more and more done. I mean, how's the new spot?
oh man, it's unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't done. Tanner, Trevor's son, Terrence, they deserve all the credit, and the guys that help, put the building together. Dude, they worked so many hours in that thing just to get the gym the gym part ready, you know what I mean? And then obviously we try to help out as much as possible to, but nowhere near those guys did. They put in the work. I mean, even today, Trevor was putting up more belts, that he had like three more belts, world championship belts, UFC belts to put up. And I'm like, God damn, I thought these were all of them. And they weren't, you know what I mean? Like, so, there's still a lot of things that he wants to get done. But yeah, as far as now the training part area, yeah, we're golden, dude. It's been good. It's been a fun process for us, anyways, because we come into a brand new gym, and it just Trevor's such a perfectionist when it comes to like putting it the way he sees his stuff, and it's so clean, dude. It's so clean. It's one of the nicest gyms I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of gyms, man.
Is it close to the old spot or is it kind of further or closer?
Uh it's it's a little further away. I mean, it kind of depends on. I mean, you look outside of Trevor's office, you got nothing but mountain range. It's right next to the front range, So
Nice.
it's awesome to me. It's a brand new building. It's fun, and just the stuff that we're still gonna put in. He's gonna put into it. It's it's gonna be such a sweet gym, dude. Sweet gym.
I want to talk to you about a guy that's actually been with you guys honestly every time I turn around, and you guys aren't his head coaches or anything like that, but I like to talk about him because he's actually meant a lot to me and my like what I'm trying to do for my career and help get started. But every time I turn around, Archie Colgan's in the gym putting in work with you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
How much better have you seen him start to progress just since the last time I talked to you last year?
It's leaps and bounds, but it's been like it's so beneficial for us too, because Archie is such a he's such coachable, and he wants to learn, and he's fucking good, right? The kid's good. Uh he helps out Justin so much. Like, they help each other out so much, right? Um and Justin Salas is his head coach, and like this is guys where me and Trevor, used to coach Salas. So like in the gym, it's like all of us together now. Archie is just he's gonna be a world class champion. Yet, mark my words. Uh, I mean, he's already winning in life, bro. I mean, that guy is winning already. I remember when he first started coming in, and I was coaching him in my classes, and he was just trying to get better, and and to see him where he's at now is just unbelievable. It's just the dedication that he's put himself through, and you know, I will say this about Archie: there is no. He doesn't take anything lightly. He always comes in to do work, and maybe that's the wrestling the way he brought up in wrestling. But like he's all in. When it's time to work, he works, and that's why like him and Justin, they're so good for each other because they're so competitive too. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's really cool to have him in the gym with us and see how much he's gotten better. And it's just right now, it's just like we got such a tight niche in our group that like ain't nobody fucking with us. You know what I mean? It's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's a great circle.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right now, outside of, I know you guys have other people come in and stuff like that, but just the team itself, they're all teammates in a sense, but your guys' little small
Right.
team is just Kamaro and Justin, right?
Right.
And now kind of adding, I know you guys aren't his main coaches, but as much as he's there, you might as well add him and Archie.
Yeah, Archie's definitely in it. I mean, and here's in Archie's defense, he's worked his way into this, into Justin's camps and Kamaro's camps. I mean, there was nothing given to him. You know,
Oh,
he
no.
literally he's literally worked his way in. Uh, he's a fucking humble guy. We all like being around him. You know what I mean? Like he's just a good person, and uh, he brings a lot. He brings a lot to the table for training partners, hard rounds, good wrestling. His striking's getting phenomenal. Yeah, he's just going to be a big factor when it's his time to get his call up
No,
to big
I'll
show.
say he definitely fits into that team because I remember when I interviewed Justin last year and him in the same interview, and he was like, Justin was like, this guy's an asshole. He asked me if it's harder coming in here at 34 than 27. And I was like, he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
well,
good. It's
asshole.
good. That's what I'm saying. Like he's a perfect fit for all of us. Trevor, Ben, myself. You know, uh, we get Dwayne Ludwig in the gym today. We had me and Dwayne were
Dwayne.
hitting pads. He got the guy there wrestling in wrestling camp with us. He's starting to show up more, and it's just to me, it's just like that's the crew that I grew up with. Started training with under Trevor, and it's just kind of nice to having everybody back together underneath one room and just the energy, dude. The wrestling room today, the energy was so fucking good, and uh, it, it's just fun, dude. It's fun. Like people think like training, and of course, I'm saying this because I'm not doing it every day with like Justin is, but training camp, this camp has been fast, hard, but fun. You know what I mean? Like I can't believe you know, they're going out to Vegas. I think on the 3rd. You know what I mean? Like it's already here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just been a great camp, and Justin just doesn't complain. You know, Trevor sends out the the workout the morning of that day. We look at it, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, God damn, what did Justin do to piss Trevor off? Right? Like it's hard, right? And I'm like, okay, okay. Justin comes in, fucking knocks it out. Don't bitch, don't complain. And I think that's what I've noticed more the change in Justin now than when he first got into the UFC and stuff. Like, you know, Justin likes to negotiate his workout. Now he just fucking goes in there. Yep, let's do it. And, you know, sometimes he's like, "Is that it?" You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, like he's ready to go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny. I could
yeah.
definitely see him in his younger days negotiating. Hey,
Oh, he was a fucking talking son of a bitch. Like, come on, let's do this. But yeah,
uh, what's it called? I wanted to say I seen that you guys brought some Muay Thai or a Muay Thai coach in. Do you think
yeah,
that's going to help him tremendously in his striking game? His striking game's already pretty good, but you know, if
yeah.
he adds some different things to it that maybe the knees and stuff that he was doing. Uh, how much do
Yeah,
you think that that's going to show up?
yeah, we brought Cosmo in. You know, they've worked together previous before, but never out in Colorado. You know, he comes out with George, the jiu-jitsu guy. Um, you know, to me, it's just more icing on the cake. Like, you know, Justin's a dangerous man, anyways. You know, I think it's more of a confidence builder for Justin. Like some of the things that he knew, but just kind of got like fine tuned in it. You know, Cosmo's an OG dude,
Yeah,
and when his, you know, to teach some of the style that you know Cosmo has to Justin, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? It makes Justin that much dangerous. But you know, at the same time, it's just like I think it's just more icing on the cake, and you know, more of a um, just believing in Justin more. Like Justin, like all these guys are coming in showing you things, and you know what you do with it is what you do with it. But you know, realistically, um, it's just more. I think more of a mental thing for Justin, um, and you know, it's nice to have those other tools in there. You know, knowing that you got this and and that in your back pocket. You know, so but I mean, you guys got to realize this, okay? Like I been a fan of Cosmo since I was fighting. You know what I mean? So have him now hanging out with him, knowing what kind of person he is, fits right in. That's what I'm saying. Like could not have, you know, molded our crew any better. You know what I mean? Like everybody's not for themselves. And like George and Cosmo said on my podcast when I had him on, you know, they've been with so many different teams and they were like, dude, this team was so different. You know, and I don't know a whole lot. I don't know a whole much any different because I've only been with so many fighters, right? But you know, when it comes down to coaching, you're there for that one person. It's all him. I could care less about me, right? It's all
yeah.
about him, and that's what they were saying is like everybody's all about Justin getting him better and you know going for one goal, you know, and that's to me, I think that's what the coach is. It's like it's not about you. It's about the fighter. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
100%.
me, like this whole time, like, look at me, like I'm grateful for for how long I've been here around. Justin trusted me. Um, you know, like it's helped me out tremendous. You know what I mean? So like, um, yeah. Can I say like where would I be without Justin right now? I don't know, but I know I'm a lot farther now with Justin than I would have been without him. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, I agree. Cosmo has been around a long time. And then also just some of the work that he's done with Usman and
Yeah,
Gaethje and some of the people. I mean, yeah, he's
he's
legit.
just good people. All those guys are just good people, and you know, at the end of the day, they want to see Justin win, and that's what we want. So, you know what I mean? Like, and that says a lot about Trevor too. You know what I mean? Like, let another striking coach come in and help fine tune you know Justin up too, because like I said, this game is always like, you get a fighter, you want to upbring him, and he's mine, 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 mine.
It takes a lot out of a human being, I must say, to be the genius that Trevor is and not have a big head on your shoulders.
Yeah, he does it.
That will give when somebody knows that they're great at something, they tend to get something up here, like an
Yeah,
ego or something like that.
yeah.
I've never caught that with him.
No,
So
he
I'm
went out.
bringing in, and that shows just letting him have another striking coach come into your guys' camp, and
Yeah,
let's see what you can show him that maybe I am not superior in, or
yep.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor's just been, he's always been, he was my coach for so long, 14 years, and then for me to start working with him next to him, it's just been a long life coach for me, let alone just not fighting, but life, period. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing about Trevor. He's not selfish, and he will always have the best interest for his fighters or friends. And it might not seem that way at first, but later down, you're like, "Yep, you're right, Trevor. You were right."
I want to say this about the last thing about the camp, then we'll get into the fight a little bit in the lightweight division, and then we'll wrap it up. But I want to say Justin looks like he's keeping more weight on during
He's
this
doing better.
period of
Yeah,
camp. So does that typically mean that is that well, I guess my question I want to ask is that like a strategy to maybe cut a little bit more weight so you keep your muscle, or is there anything behind that, or is that just the way his body's reacting this camp?
yeah. I think having a chef in house now, and knowing his body with everything she's putting in him now, it's better for him. Like there was times where like beginning camp he was losing too much weight at first, but Justin being a wrestler, he's always thinking, God, I got to get down to lower weight, But when it comes down to straight, fight week and Justin making weight, it's clockwork, and we'd rather have him come in, feeling good, healthy, eating what he's supposed to be eating, than worrying about, oh, is this going to be put too much weight on? We're not worried about that ever, So as long as it's the right food, clean food, and that's why he has, best. To me, I think that's been like the best thing that he's ever done, besides hire me. You know what I mean? But no, like honestly, Beth has been such a big help for him, and
And she seems like she fits the team culture pretty well too.
yeah, dude, everybody loves Beth. That's why I said like Justin put in has like literally an all-star team, and you know we just everybody knows their role, and when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we want Justin to win, come back home, be healthy, and you know, be the top dog, be the bad motherfucker, and eventually be the world champion again. That's the end of the end goal. And but like I said, you know whether Justin wins or loses, we're all still gonna be here. You know what I mean? Like we're here. Like this, he's just not our fighter, man. That's like my little brother. You know, this is we're invested in him because we love him.
No, that's cool, man. And not a lot of teams are built that way.
No,
So I think this team. That's why I've always, obviously I do media, so I talk to a lot of fighters and stuff like that. But I've always just had a special love for this team, just mainly off just it doesn't feel like we're here because you got to fight.
Yeah.
It's like we're here because we're here year round, all year round. Even when you guys throw them YouTube videos up, those cooking videos,
Yeah.
You guys are always with each other. So it
Yeah.
just feels special. But I wanted to say this. Let's talk about how we got here a little bit to this Max Holloway fight, because Justin was like, I don't want to fight him.
Yeah. We didn't
At
really
first.
want to fight. I mean, we wanted to fight Islam.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, that's what I think we were quoted. If he won 2 fights, Fiziev, Dustin Poirier, that's 2 fights. We get a
Well, they
title
said
shot.
the winner of him and Poirier was getting the belt.
Yeah.
Then they turn around and give it to Charles. But here's the whole thing that I want to look at right now. And I get it. They needed to book something for UFC 300 that was like, wow.
Yeah.
But you look at UFC 298 with Topuria beating Volk and Volk taking 2 knockout losses in a span of 4 months like that. It seems like he needs some time off. I mean, in my opinion, I know Ortega just won, but I feel like he might need to win one more. I mean, Max is on a 3-fight winning streak. Now you look at the picture and it's like, well, Gaethje could have fought Islam and Max could have went and fought Topuria, and then Charles could have fought Sarukian and got the winner of Gaethje and Islam, and boom, you guys are rolling. But now it's like they set it back a little bit with doing this Holloway and Gaethje fight. And obviously we're here now. There's nothing you could do about it. But when you look at the bigger picture, it's like, I wonder how they got to this point with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Oliveira injury, the pullout, really screwed a whole lot of things up first, and because I think they really wanted, that fight to happen first, which, rightfully so. But when he got injured and couldn't fight, kind of fucking put a damper in everything, Um, from what I understand from Justin, we had to win the 2 fights. That was our job to do. That was, for us to get back in title contentions, and we did it. I mean, and Justin's at the age of what is he, 35? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so,
I want to say, Luke, like, I think the biggest problem that people are having with this fight is, yes, it's fun, but 2, it's like Max can go back to 145 after this fight and be in the same position.
Yeah.
Justin loses this fight. It's like, well, you lost to a 45er. Your days
We
are
have
done.
everything to lose.
Yes. I think that's what everyone's looking at. Like, at 35 years old, I mean, even though he's moving up to 55, like, this is Max Holloway. This isn't an easy fight. This is a tough fight.
And that's exactly how we are taking this fight. We can't, like, people kept on saying, we should destroy Max. Bitch, yeah, there's no easy fight at this level, and Max is a fucking dog. And this one is, I mean, the winner of this one is for sure the crowd, the fans. Does Justin get paid? Hell yes. That's the perk, and he gets in there, gets more exposure, one more fight in the UFC, probably more bonuses in the UFC. But what does it do? Nothing, not really anything. We have a whole lot more to lose than we do, to gain from this, but that's just the fighter in Justin. And do I see us losing? No, hell no. But I will say this, Max is fucking dangerous, and we have not taken Max lightly, and we know what's at stake, and Justin knows what's at stake, and that's why, as a fan, like I've always liked Max. We like Max, Justin likes Max, but come fight night, man, he's our opponent that we got to beat, and we will be, we will come on top, if we just stick to the plan and don't get in there too crazy, and we should have a good night that night.
Yeah, I mean, I want to ask you real quick before I ask something else, because this made me think of something that you said. Justin really likes Max, and I could tell that.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing my question to him at the fan experience? About the legacy fight?
Tell me again, what was it?
I asked him. Let's see. That's easy if I just pull it up right here. I asked him, right?
My second question is for both of you.
Oh, it's blurred out. Basically, I asked Justin, you guys are both of the two most respected fighters, in MMA, and you're the guy that breaks chins, and this is the guy who has an unbreakable chin. What does it mean to your guys' legacy to fight one another? Justin answered part of the question, and then you kind of see his head dip down, almost as if he got emotional about it. And it was posted all over. My question went like viral on different media. And I didn't know if he got emotional or if he just was like, man, like it really sunk in, like, man, I'm about to fight Max Holloway right now. Like this is happening soon.
Yeah, here's the thing what a lot of people don't know about Justin, dude. And this guy's barely ever been in a street fight, ever, like me, I was fighting in fucking grade school. You know what I mean? Like I love fighting. That's what got me in fighting. But Justin really never really been in, big fights and do all this. Like there's like Justin is truly a good human being. Like he literally is. And this is a guy that Justin, when he first got into fighting, he was watching Max. You know what I mean? Like, so ideally, this was like a guy that he was watching on pay-per-view events, and Justin wasn't even in the game, but the tables have turned. It comes with this is a business. It's a business. When it comes down to it, they're prize fighters. They're going to fight for money, and they're going to get paid. And both these guys deserve to fight each other. I mean, realistically, because they've put themselves in this situation to be headliners in a UFC 300. You know what I mean? So that's good. Like I said, I'm just on Team Gagey, and it sucks that we got to, be on the other side of the cage of Max. But
that's how the game. That's how the dice
roll. At the end
roll.
of the day, we'll be cool. It's just the fight game, and it's a job right now. It's a job for Justin, and and I think that's how we got to do it. Like, and to me, Justin is generally just a good human and doesn't really want to hurt people, but he knows it's his job right now.
Yeah, the last question I want to ask you about the fight, and then I'll give you the floor for the last minute. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I wanted to ask you, the last time Justin fought a guy with volume and a good chin was probably the first time he fought Poirier, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Like a guy like that just throws volume, but he has power, but he's got a crazy chin. Everything you hit him with, it's like, what the hell? That's kind of like what this Max fight presents. I mean, how do you think, does Max's range boxing cause Justin problems? And is there a genius? You don't have to tell me the game plan, obviously. The fight, I don't expect you that, but is there a genius plan to counterattack that long range boxing that Max has?
I'll tell you this. There's a reason why Trevor has so many fucking championship belts in that gym right now, is because he puts, he's like a mad scientist with his guys. And, like some of the stuff that when we first start camp, and he'll tell me what we're working on. And I'm like, why the fuck are we working on this, like that? And then, I start watching films of Max, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then he starts explaining stuff. Yes, I think not going in as far as the game plan and everything, we will hopefully come untouched again, less damage. I really feel like, Justin has really put something together, and it's been awesome this whole camp. And Trevor's just the mad scientist behind it. And, Justin's in shape to go 5 rounds. So we'll, hopefully it doesn't go 5 rounds, but, I will say this. Mark my word. It's going to be a bonus that night, I think, on Justin's part.
Hey, Luke, thank you for joining me. Hang out backstage while we close this out, but I do want to give you the 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Tell people about your business or whatever you got going on, where they can find you, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, man. So if you guys are big podcast listeners, obviously, check out GU Unfiltered. It's on all major platforms. We talk outdoors, we talk fighting, we do it all. We have some drinks, we have fun on my show. But I will also say this, man. I like I said, I appreciate all the fans and people watching all Terrence's movies, The Road to 300, that he puts out each week. All the feedback that we've got off of that, all the views, guys, I appreciate all the love off that. Like I said, when it all comes down to it, Justin, we're there for Justin, and Justin's something special. And then if you can't get to watch him, make sure you watch the pay-per-view, because when he's done, there's going to be a big chunk of missing in MMA. And but on that note, I do got to say this, Cade. I remember coming on here the first time, and I did the show with you, and I always followed you after that. And I got to say, dude, I'm proud of you getting on the UFC, doing questions, doing your podcast with big fighters. You're getting your name out there. And I will say this, dude, keep being persistent, keep getting out there, because it's showing, dude. And I got to say that, as a guy that always watch people, as they grow, you're doing one hell of a job.
Thank you, man. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Luke, thank you for joining us, man. Hang out backstage real quick while I close this out. I really appreciate it. Join us next time. Next Tuesday, we'll be back with another episode of Talk of the Tape. It'll be me and Dylan Napoleon, my co-host, and yeah, we out.